Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Gina and I'm really happy to have you here. For today's video, I wanted to film an unboxing for you. I went to Best Buy a couple weeks ago and I ended up picking up my new MacBook. I got the newest MacBook Pro, the 14-inch screen, and I wanted to film an unboxing and show you how I set up my new MacBook. This is the box that the MacBook came in, so I'm just gonna open it. This is how it looks like inside the box. So I'm just gonna take it out. This is the 14-inch MacBook Pro with Apple M1 Pro chip. I got this one in the 16GB memory with 512GB SSD. I needed a new MacBook because the one I have is the MacBook Pro 2017 and it only had 8GB of memory and only 128GB of storage. If you have been following me for quite some time, you know I have been recently just posting so many YouTube videos, so I just needed to upgrade my laptop because it was just getting so slow and it was always crashing on me whenever I was editing, and I almost lost a couple of videos because of that MacBook, so I just needed an upgrade so badly. And this one, when I got it, was on a really good sale, so I felt like it was the good time to just go ahead and pull the plug and buy it. This is the laptop sleeve that I'm currently using, and inside of it is the MacBook that I have been owning for quite some time. It is the MacBook Pro. I think this is the 13-inch MacBook Pro, and it has been quite some time now that I've owned this laptop, and it is such a great laptop. It's just the memory and the storage on this, it needs to be charged, but the memory on this is just so small, and for video editing you need much bigger memory and also just like a higher resolution. It's always satisfying to open any new electronics. It's just satisfying. So is this how it looks like on the inside? I believe I got this one in the space gray as well. I'm pretty sure I got this in the space gray. Ta-da! It is right off the bat a lot thicker than the older one that I have. I don't know, just a tiny bit thicker. However, this MacBook is just so much better for so many reasons. A huge reason why I got this, again, is just the storage and the memory are a lot bigger on this laptop versus the old one that I have. On top of that, the huge selling point for me on this laptop was the ports. So the newest MacBook Pro that you get has the charging port, which is, I think this is like the old charging port that Apple used to have on older laptops, and I guess they brought it back. But there's also 2 USB-Cs as well as your microphone or like your headphone jack in here, aux cord. And on this side you finally get an SD card slot to put your SD card in. This is such a huge selling point for me just because I edit a lot on my computer, and with my older MacBook I didn't have that. So this MacBook, honestly, I'm not entirely sure why I bought it, but it's so bad. It has only 2 USB-Cs, that's it, and on the other side you get your aux port. That is literally it. So in order for me to be able to like plug in any SD cards or any sorts of ports, I needed to get an additional attachment that I got from Amazon to be able to put my SD card in from my camera. And it was awful because every time I would move my computer, I mean, I'm editing for hours and hours at a time, and every time I would move the computer just 1 centimeter, the little connector for the little piece that connects the SD card to the MacBook would disconnect from the computer, and I would lose all the footage and my project will crash on me. So it was just awful, and that was another thing that I really liked about the new MacBook versus this old one. I'm really curious though to see if this sleeve will fit my new MacBook. This one, I got it from Kiana. I actually got this one secondhand because they sold out, but I really just wanted a simple leather sleeve, and this one was just so nice. So let me see if this fits. I believe it will. ended up fitting so nicely in this sleeve. It actually fits a lot better than the other one. Like this one fills it completely, even to the top, so I'm really happy about that. I just didn't want to buy another sleeve, especially I love this one so much, and Kiana doesn't, I think this is how you call the brand, but I don't believe they make those sleeves anymore, so I wanted to make sure that this new computer fits in the sleeve. Before I show you how I'm going to set up my new MacBook, I wanted to show you what comes inside of the box. Inside of the box you get the instruction manual and this cord. I don't see any plug. Oh, here we go. Oh, shoops. This is the wall plug. So you just get the charger and the cable and the block inside the box. This looks very small, like very short. Let me open this and see how long this cord is, because to me that looks very short. So this is how long the cable that you get. I don't really know how short. I feel like this might be a very short cable, especially for a laptop. The charging cable that I had for my old laptop, I had like 2 pieces that are connected, so it was like so much longer. But this one looks like it will be a lot shorter than the one I had. I don't know, it's not like awfully short, but I feel like this one is definitely much shorter than the older chargers that they used to supply. But that is pretty much everything that you get inside of the box with the MacBook. So yeah, let's go ahead and turn the new MacBook on. The speakers on this are very nice, but I'm gonna go ahead and remove this little paper. Ooh. I want to compare what the size of the screen and the keyboard versus the older one that I had. So right off the bat, the huge difference that I see is the speaker size. So this is my older computer. So the speaker are like the ones on the side. They are a little bit more narrower and skinnier, so you don't really get as much of, I guess, like output speaker. But the 14 Pro Max has, or like the iPhone, not the iPhone, the MacBook Pro in a 14-inch screen has a little bit more of a bigger speaker, and it also has the fingerprint button, which is going to be so nice to have. I'm just gonna go ahead and run through the initial setup. There isn't really anything special about this setup that I need to show you. I'm just going to choose
English as the main language. Press the return key.
Exactly, that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish that, and then I'll go back and show you multiple different things that I want to set up on the new computer. It's so nice, like already using it. It is so smooth. I love it. I have my computer all set up. I didn't really do anything like different. I just went through like setting up Siri, the language, like location services, and I also did set up the fingerprint, so now I can use the fingerprint to unlock and lock my computer. So I have all of that set up, but now I do want to set up a few extra things on my computer. The first thing that I do want to set up is something called, I don't know how to say it, but it's the little clock, black clock that shows up on your desktop. If you haven't used a computer for like a minute or two, the clock will show up and it will change. I do have it set up on my older computer, but I want to have it set up on this new computer. I'm gonna do like a screen recording, and I'm gonna paste it here so you can follow the instruction along and do it for yourself. Okay, so I think I have now the screen recording on. The first thing I'm going to do actually is do the trackpad speed. I feel like it is not as fast as I want it to be, so I'm gonna actually crank it up a little bit because I like it to be a little bit more responsive. So I'm gonna put it right there, and I think that should be good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to Safari. Actually, before I do that, I need to connect to the Wi-Fi. And on the search bar, I'm going to write the app or the software name. Folliclo, I think it's called. So I'm gonna click on that, and then you will see it says Folliclo. I feel like I'm butchering the name, but it says Flip Clock App and Screensaver, so I'm going to click on that. So once you click on that, you'll be able to go to this screen, and that screen will allow you to download it. So you have two options, either download the Mac version or the Windows version. So I'm gonna go ahead and download the Mac version, and it's gonna ask you, do you want to allow downloads on fluco.com, and then you can just click allow and it will download it. And once it downloads, you can go to the downloads folder and you will see the install file is in there, and then you can just double click it and double click it on again, and it will ask you if you want it to install for this user only. I'm gonna go ahead and just do this user only since I'm the only one who's gonna be using this computer, and just gonna click install. This screen is gonna pop up, and this is the screen that you can choose your desktop and your screensaver. So I'm gonna scroll all the way down and you will be able to see the Fluclo, the clock that we had just downloaded. So you can click on it, and I'm gonna click on screensaver options, and it will ask you for the time format. I personally do AM and PM, but if you like military time, you can choose that as well. And I'm gonna choose for the scale and brightness, I'm gonna leave them as they are, and I'm gonna click OK. For the screensaver, I'm gonna also change the show screen saver after 20 minutes. I'm gonna honestly do it only after 2 minutes. And I'm gonna exit out of this. I will leave my computer for 2 minutes and then I'll show you guys how it looks like. It has been 2 minutes and the screensaver just turned on, and this is how it looks like. I actually have it both right now on my old computer as well as my new computer. So I don't know, I just feel like this is so aesthetic, and if you've always been wondering like how the Pinterest accounts like get this look, it's usually just this app and you download it that way. But I just love it, so I'm glad I have this one now installed. Next, I do want to find like a cute desktop background, just because, I mean, this one is fine, but I want to find something that's a little bit more aesthetic and it looks cute. I've been searching for quite some time now, and I found this Hold On to Your Vision desktop wallpaper, and I liked it. So I did download it, and I'm gonna go ahead and set it up as my background. Just want to make sure that it's not going to like be pixelated, and I'm gonna set it up as my desktop picture. It's cute. I think it's very minimal, very aesthetic, so I'm gonna just keep it as it is. And it's kind of giving you like words of affirmation, hold on to your vision. So every time I open my computer, I'll see that. So now that the wallpaper is all set up, I wanted to go ahead and connect my MacBook to my iCloud account. So I'm gonna go to System Preferences, and I'm gonna go where it says sign into your Apple ID. I'm gonna go ahead and click sign in, and I'm gonna enter my Apple ID and my password, and I'll be back. So now I have my iCloud account set up and connected to my MacBook. Something else I am going to do is set up dictation. And if you don't know what dictation is, basically, I feel like it will help you, especially if you are someone who writes a lot, is you basically speak into the microphone and it will kind of translate and write it into words. So if you have an assignment or you have like a paper to write, I feel like it's so much quicker to do it that way. And a way to do it is just by clicking F5. It'll ask you, do you want enable dictation? I'm going to click OK and enable. And that's it. You have your dictation available, and the second that you want to write something, you can just press on F5 and it will, you can speak to it, or you can have like a Word document open and just write into it and it will write it all in words for you. I'm also checking on my Apple Music, so I have all of my playlist here since I connected to my iClouds. Everything is looking great. So these are all the songs that I have in the different folders that I have them in. So I have been just like setting up a few more things. I set up all of my mailboxes and I signed into all of my emails, so that all looks good. But I think this is everything that I'm gonna do as far as setting up my MacBook. I don't really want to clutter it with a lot of different things. Honestly, my main goal is to use it for a lot of editing, getting emails done, and yeah, that's pretty much it. But honestly, if I had to rate this computer, this has got to be like one of the best computers I've ever owned in my life. My older MacBook was good, but it wasn't great. I didn't really like the fact that it didn't really have any USB ports. Like, the fact that this has an SD card slot. Like, it makes me so happy. And this fingerprint button is such a lifesaver. It's so fast. Like, when I was signing into my emails, it just automatically knew that that was the email I was using because it was saved into my passwords under my iCloud account. So all I had to do was just press the button, not even press it, just put my finger on it, and it automatically generated my email and my password for me, and I signed in a second. So it was super quick. I love this computer. If I had to give it a 20 out of 10, I would. Such a great MacBook. If you are looking for a new MacBook, highly recommend this one, especially when they are running some sort of special or a deal on it. Highly recommend this. I know it also comes in a 16-inch size screen, but I felt like the 16-inch was just too big, especially that I wanted it to be a little bit more portable. But the 14 was like the sweet spot between a 13-inch and a 16-inch. So I really love that. I feel like now I have a much bigger screen. The keyboards feel really nice. The touchpad is very sensitive, and it's just so easy to use. So I love this computer so much, you guys. But I feel like that will be it for today's video. I hope you guys liked it, and if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye guys!